Hey, Jvology Live community. This is Stephen Laguerra from beautiful Vancouver, British Columbia. Um, I'm super excited about this. I think there's so many opportunities to really partner up with people, both in people bringing me leads, me giving other leads to people, and really creating a referral network. Because I think it's really important. Think about it, how important it is to get a referral rather than doing cold marketing, right? So in my line of work, what I do is I help my clients automate their sales process, right? So if you're a digital marketer doing digital marketing for your clients, whether it's funnels, webinars, Facebook ads, LinkedIn, whatever it is you're doing to generate leads that eventually lead to an appointment, what I've done is I've created a simple sales automation process. Right? Everybody's creating digital marketing processes and then automations. But what happens when you start bringing in those leads, right? Or if, let's say, your way to generate clients is out there networking. How many of you have like a box of business cards that you haven't properly followed up with? Or let's say, for example, your way to generate leads is by giving presentations, right? Do you have a proper way to follow up with all the people that maybe they put their cards into a fishbowl, or you're having some kind of you have some kind of a sign up list or something like that, right? Is that really an efficient way to run that rather than automating some of that so you don't have to be doing a lot of data entry and following up makes it much easier, right? So where you have everything in one place. So what I've done is I've integrated some great technologies. How I started was just, in my own business when I was, generating a tons of leads and me actually not following up with them because I really didn't have a system. So my philosophy has always been strategy. How am I going to do this thing that I do, right? And then systems. How do I figure out how to do it? Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, so that I know exactly what I'm doing. And that, of course, opens up the possibility of outsourcing employees, things like that. Now you can give them those tasks. And in the digital marketing world, it's almost you have to automate your systems, right? Very few people, however, on the sales side, once you get those leads, really have a system for following up and making sure that the leads are being followed up on, right? And that you're tracking every person, every potential client through a process. So eventually you enroll them into your program, course, whatever it is that you're selling, right? So as far as partners that I would like to get leads from would be anyone generating leads that's gotten to the point where it's overwhelming to have post-it notes all over the place. You have notebooks, maybe a spreadsheet. Spreadsheet's getting too long, and things are just falling off the wayside, and you really don't have a way to organize it, follow up, and really the little administrative tasks that begin to take up a lot of time, right? Like one client could be 1 hour worth of admin tasks, right? What about if you can lower it down to 15 minutes or maybe 10 minutes, right? So think about in your sales process, how much of that do you have automated, and do you find yourself having to go find somebody's email to go send the email and things like that? Well, if you can have everything in one place, how valuable is that to you? Or how valuable is it to your client to give them a system that they can put all those leads into? On the back end of people I can refer to, the easiest ones that I can think of is salespeople, right? Or somebody who has some kind of some sales course or sales training. Because I find that that's lacking a lot. People focus on their marketing, and then once they're getting leads and they're talking to their clients, they really don't know how to have an enrollment conversation. A lot of them are afraid of even selling, right? So people get stuck on that. So once we have the system in place, we can train them so they can properly use the system and learn to close clients and therefore grow their business. One of the things Jay talked about in one of the evening calls was, to go beyond that, like who else, right? They start generating leads, they're making 20, 30, 40 grand a year. well, they're going to need an accountant. They're going to need probably attorneys for their forms and contracts, maybe a bookkeeper, right? Maybe additional software, things like that. So that would be one type of client that I'd like to also refer clients to, right? And not to mention even other digital marketers. So, I mean, there's so many ways to generate leads. You can do it. You can have a LinkedIn strategy. You can have a Facebook strategy, webinars, that kind of stuff. And once you figured out how to do one, I always suggest, hey, you got your webinar working for you. Great. Now that that's working on autopilot, let's figure out how to maybe do LinkedIn or Instagram, things like that. So it could be sort of a two-way thing with digital marketers to be able to pass that on to somebody else to help. And again, do a full cycle. So really, those are the people that I'm looking for and that I want to partner with. And if what I just told you makes sense, I'd love to have a chat with you. There's always, of course, affiliate commissions built into this. Whoever refers me client. Typically, I pay anywhere from 10 to 15%. By the way, this is a done for you service. So I spend a lot of time with the client up front, figuring out what their business model is, how their process is, and then we customize it specifically to their process. If they don't have one, we come up with one and we help them kind of work through that as well. And of course, there's training. So a lot of the times when people buy platforms, they spend way too much time trying to figure out how to set them up, right? And then there's a learning curve on that. Well, what if somebody can set that up for you or set that up for your client and ultimately just show them how to use their system, right? So they don't have to think about where's this, where's that, everything they need to know, we give them the training. So it really is a done for and with you type of service. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to partnering up and being able to serve and of course be served by this wonderful community. And thank you, Jay, for putting this together, man. Super excited about it. Take care. Bye-bye.